Crystal Gale and Gary Morris.
I see you standing by the light in the window of my bedroom. That old moon has never shined as bright as it shines now on you.
I see a new star in the heavens for us tonight. I've been waiting for you most of my life.
Now that we're together and we're where we belong, I can't help but wonder why did it take so long?
Hey everybody, this is TJ Cates with Nashville Entertainment Weekly. We're coming to you from Music Row, and I'm with
Jill Cinnamon and
Gary Morris.
Gary Morris. Man, what a legend that you are in
so
Nashville.
great for you to be
Oh,
here.
yeah.
And you said you took a break
are.
for 20 years. You didn't take a break. I know that you've been singing and playing and writing. There's no way to take a break from what you're doing.
Well, yeah. Actually, I spent more time. I have a ranch in southern Colorado, and I spent more time hunting and fishing, and I built a lodge, and we outfitted for that. And I'd still go out. I just didn't have an agent or manager, so the only way I went out to play is if someone called. And I was amazed there were still calls, to go play. A lot of corporate kind of things.
That's
Well,
great.
Jill told me the other day, I was sitting in the room at our house editing, and Jill told me about you, and I'm like, are you kidding? He would like to
I
come here.
know.
So we were excited
so
that you're
excited
here
you're
because you had a
here.
big office, a whole building just right across the way.
Right around the corner. I wished I'd have kept it. It's worth millions now, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had it all. I opened a publishing company, and back when I was touring regularly, and I put most of the money I made back into writers
Yeah.
and stuff into the industry.
Well, that's cool. And now you have a ranch, and then you're working on a Buddy Holly documentary. Let's talk about that for a second.
Right. There's a new performing arts center that I think they break ground next month in Lubbock, and it's called the Buddy Holly Performing Arts Center. And I'm doing a documentary really that what's amazing to me is how many people that are huge pop rock and roll singers were influenced by Buddy Holly.
Oh, yeah.
Big names. And I started researching, and I went, well, actually Buddy Holly started the British invasion.
Did you really?
He started it because when he made his one tour to Europe and played like 30 days straight in different towns, he influenced McCartney and the Stones, the list, Elton John, so on. And then, of course, that music came back.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more ties with British acts. And so part of what we're doing is we're interviewing a lot of the big names, and they're making their statement about how Holly influenced them. And then some guys that were part and parcel to the actual times. We've already got some footage on the two Holly brothers, his two brothers, and DJs from the day. And we're in pre-production, and that what we're filming now is really just kind of setting it up for us so we know where we can go. And but we're talking to the big guns, so it's kind of fun, and I'm interviewing them. So
Right.
Well,
That's
we
the
talked
neatest
about your
thing.
voice, and you said that you came out of Baptist, and when did you
Southern
Is it-
Baptist Church.
Southern Baptist? Now, is there any Southern Baptists in Colorado?
I've never met one, but if I talk like this a little bit, I might come out of the shadows.
There
you know
you
what
go.
I mean?
That's funny.
Let's
Yeah.
talk for a second about your hunting, man. I'm a big hunter too. Now let's talk about what's out there on your ranch.
Well,
Do we have mule deer? Do we have elk?
mule deer and
Yeah.
elk. I killed a big 6x6 about 300 yards
Holy
from
cow.
my door of my lodge last year, which I normally don't even hunt there.
Yeah.
I talked to my son this morning. He said he saw elk up on the hill across the road. So bow season begins tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
It's cooler up there though.
It's early.
It's 38 degrees this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so hot here.
Oh, I
when we
know.
would bow hunt in Mississippi and Tennessee, ticks and snakes are still out when you're up in your stand, and you see a snake coming by because you want to be close to water, because if it's a
Yeah.
little warm, the deer want to come and get their water and their
So
food.
I grew up in Texas, so
Yeah.
I'm used to ticks, chiggers, rattlesnakes, copperheads, water moccasins.
Yeah.
We have no poisonous snakes. I have no chiggers. We have no
that's nice.
ticks.
Oh, that.
You can go out and lay in the grass. waist high and come in and take a shower.
It's
And
probably the climate, right?
Well, it's funny because actually about 8 miles down the road, you cross a road. It's a whole different terrain, and there's the small rattlesnakes. There are rattlesnakes over there, but there's never been one seen on the side of the road where I live. And I've been there for 20 years, and there's a big ranch above me, 70,000 acre ranch, and they've never seen a rattlesnake.
That's pretty
That's
pretty
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's worth the price of your land right there.
Oh man, I got a mile of river going through it, so
Yeah.
That's nice.
yeah.
Well, I used to have a friend that would go up there and he'd go bison hunting, and but more on the flatlands, and then bring us elk and everything like that, and then the fresh salmon. It's
See, I'm
incredible.
glad you
place
called them
to-
bison because that's what we have.
Yeah,
Buffalo
Buffalo animal.
happen to be in Africa,
Yeah.
in Australia, Cape
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Well, I know the difference. I'm a big meat eater, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's cool. We won't do a whole hunting show, but I could talk about hunting all day long.
I can too.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
sure.
let's talk about some of your things that went on right and the change in Music Row from today when you drove up and when it was when you owned. What do you see as the difference right now? Because I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, when I first signed with Warner Brothers, we were in a house on Grand Avenue. A house.
A house.
Nice.
And next door, Electra was in a house. And then, of course, just, geographically looking at it, I mean, Warner Brothers moved to a great big building.
Yeah,
and
they have
now
a big building
Right.
now.
They have a big building.
We're working
And
on a
that's
big building,
kind of
but-
the building that Faith Hill,
Can we
bought
talk about
for-
that
I
at all?
know.
Yeah, sure.
She was your
She-
employee
she
whenever
got her
she came to
start.
town. I love
She,
that story.
well, yeah, she was my receptionist. In fact, I think I'm not.
This is real Nashville. Faith Hill
So
was his
neat.
receptionist.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think I put her on the first plane that she ever went to. She came to New York to see me in Les Mis, and that would have been in '87.
Wow.
And so she worked for me for a while.
You were
And
on Broadway.
I was on Broadway, but there's Broadway here too. It's not a little
It's
different.
I've been
It's
on
a
both
little
Broadways. There's a big difference.
I've been on the street on this one, but I've not, and
Yeah.
inside a few of them, but never played down there. But yeah, New York was fun. I did La Boheme with Linda Ronstadt there, and then I
That's
was
so
the
cool.
first American Valjean in Les Mis.
That's
So-
incredible, dude. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, and
Way to
the,
research,
amazing.
TJ.
Yeah.
the complete symphonic version of Les Mis, which was a 2 CD set, was first note to last note. I do Valjean on. I was actually out of the show when they called me and asked me if I would do it, and they flew me to London. And
Those are tough songs.
yeah, well, I tell you what's really was interesting about it. They flew me to London and said, "You're going to have to sing everybody's role for this." I said, "Well, why?" He says,
Oh my goodness.
"Because the conductor of the symphony has never seen the show, and you know all the tempos." So I sat down.
Wow.
And I sang the Thenardiers and all of it, and one day more, gave them time and tempo and all that kind of stuff. So it was fun. It was in many ways life changing because I went from the Longhorn Saloon and in Longview, Texas, to the stage in New York, and I mean literally one day the next. So.
And all this from singing in church.
All this from singing in church. Well, and I'll tell you, I don't want to offend any Southern Baptists out there, but my intent was at about 17 years of age is that I was going to go into the ministry of music. And in fact, another boy in my church and we did a couple of youth-led revivals where he
Nice.
preached and I led the music.
Yeah.
And my youth director took me aside and said, "Do not do this." And I went, I was really impressionable, and I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, let me tell you, more politics are in the business of religion than in government.
Wow.
You won't
That's a lot of politics.
you won't like it." And it really kind of turned me around, and then I ended up playing music for a living. So
And
And so it
very
seemed like it all worked
successfully.
out.
Right.
yeah, it worked out. Yeah.
And I also want to talk about your acting career because you were in some soap operas.
Yeah, but you know what?
Don't be embarrassed. I was a big soap opera buff, man.
He
I
loves
had
it.
Rick Springfield on our show last year, and he was Dr. Noah Drake, and he was our king.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he was like a real actor. I played me on one on Another World. Crystal and I went on, and we did the theme song for Another World. The Colbys, which was a nighttime quote soap, I did for a season, and at the end of the season, they asked me to do the next year, and I went, no. I had to live in Los Angeles.
I was gonna say.
No.
No,
No.
Was it live TV? It wasn't live soap operas back then.
No, but it was
It's
recorded.
really fast paced, is what I've heard.
It was
right?
recorded in front of a live audience.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, excuse me, the Colbys was not. I did like Designing Women.
Mm-hmm.
I played
Fun.
Dr. Hacker. I was given Dixie Carter hysterectomy. That was the whole.
Oh,
that
wow.
it was the cliffhanger at the end
Goodness
of the season,
gracious.
and it ends with me kissing her in an elevator.
What an
And
amazing lady. We really miss having
just,
her.
Yeah.
I
just
saw
amazing.
Hal Holbrook, her husband, he played in Death of a Salesman.
Right.
He was really good then. I was an actor back then. I was doing a lot of SAG stuff, and somebody gave me a free ticket 3 rows up from the stage. I was mesmerized by the way he delivers his lines.
He was at the performance the live thing of Designing Women. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to kiss you in front of your husband, and
So
I don't know
weird.
you that well.
He's
but
a little guy, but he's a little bit intimidating, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great experience.
Well, let's tell people, because I could talk to you all day. Let's tell people where they can find you
Right.
now, and I understand that we're your first interview.
Yeah, this is the first interview, and first of a pretty busy day today.
We definitely want you back.
Well, next time I'll bring a guitar in and sing something.
Oh, we have a guitar you
that'd
can
be
borrow all day
amazing.
long.
We'll go get it.
Well, thanks so much for your time, man. We appreciate you. If you really will, I would love to hear it.
I'll do something.
Are you kidding me?
No,
This is
just
so
go
great.
get that guitar. Get that Taylor guitar I saw out there.
Heck
Hey,
yeah.
Brady Williams, just bring us that guitar. We're going to get out of your way. We'll let you play. We'll give you some room to play in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your time. We're going to go into
You
your...
bet. This is a song that I open every concert with, and it kind of explains from my point of view what the night's going to be like. Moonlight making shadows through an open window. You lay quietly beside me. Midnight breeze is blowing, not a word is spoken. You know everything inside me. A love like this just doesn't happen every day. The best part is it's always gonna be this way. I'm gonna love you the rest of my life the way I love you tonight. You held me together when nothing was going right. I'm gonna hold you, I'm gonna show you what forever feels like. Oh, I'm gonna love you the rest of my life. The way that I love you tonight. I know it ain't been easy, but through it all you please me. Sometimes a man don't know a good thing. I've learned from life to live it. Love ain't love till you give it. So I'm giving you my everything. And if tomorrow never comes, I couldn't care as long as I am here. I know you'll be there. I'm gonna love you the rest of my life the way I love you tonight. You held me together when nothing was going right. I'm gonna hold you, I'm gonna show you what forever feels like. Oh, I'm gonna love you the rest of my life. The way that I love you tonight.